The Hazelnut Child. Once upon a time there was a couple who had no children, and they prayed heaven every day to send them a child, though it were no bigger than a hazelnut. At last heaven heard their prayer and sent them a child exactly the size of a hazelnut, and it never grew an inch. The parents were very devoted to the little creature and nursed and tended to it carefully. Their tiny son was so sharp and sensible that all the neighbours marvelled over the wise things he said and did. One autumn, when the Hazelnut Child was 20 years old, he said to his parents, "Farewell, my dear father and mother. I am going to set out into the world, and as soon as I become rich, I will come back home to you." The parents did not believe him and burst out laughing. In the evening, the Hazelnut Child crept onto the roof, where some storks had built their nest. The storks were fast asleep, and he climbed onto the back of the father stork and bound a silk cord around the joint of one of his wings. Then he hid among the soft downy feathers and fell asleep. The next morning the storks flew towards the south, for winter was approaching. The Hazelnut Child flew through the air on the stork's back, and when he wanted to rest, he bound his silk cord onto the joint of the bird's other wing, so that the stork could not fly any farther. In this way he reached a remote country where the storks took up their abode close to the capital. When the people saw the Hazelnut Child, they were much astonished, and took him and the stork to the king of the country. The king was delighted with the little creature, and kept him always beside him, and he soon grew so fond of the little man that he gave him a diamond 4 times as big as himself. The Hazelnut Child fastened the diamond firmly under the stork's neck with a ribbon, and when he saw that the other storks were getting ready for their northern flight, he rode the stork, and away they went, getting nearer home every minute. At length the Hazelnut Child came to his native village. Then he undid the ribbon from the stork's neck, and the diamond fell to the ground. He covered it first with sand and stones, and then ran to get his parents, so that they could carry the treasure home, for he himself was not able to lift the great diamond. Thereafter the Hazelnut Child and his parents lived in happiness and prosperity.